All right, great Thursday morning. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to our 15 Minutes Master. My name is Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Master. We come in each and every day to get you your 15 Minutes to Master segment where we provide you some information, inspiration, and motivation to get your day going off on the right foot. And today is a little more of what can we do? What is our business about? And how can we go about doing it in a better way, right? So understanding what it is that we do, understanding the differences in the construction of homes, that's what we're getting into today. And if I can get myself on the screen here, I will in just a minute. Let's get this all sorted out for you guys. Once again, my name is Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery, and we come in each and every day getting this done for you. So today we're talking about coming in and discussing the differences between HUD and MOD. HUD coded homes, IRC coded homes. You get that, you may be getting that question a lot depending on where you're at. So that's what we're discussing today, right? The differences between HUD and MOD. Now, with that being said, I've got some information here that I want to share with you guys because we want to discuss those differences. We want to talk about what it is so that you can better explain that to your customers. Okay. So you may have noticed out on your homes, right? You'll have a red metal tag, kind of sort of like this. Okay. Now, the reason for that is because you have your HUD code, which is a federal code, and you have IRC, which is an international residential code. There's also international building code, which they govern the design and construction of homes, right? And so in 1976, we all have heard about 1976 was the year that mobile homes went away. There's no more mobile homes anymore after 1976. So what's going on is after 1976, everything had to meet the construction and safety standards that were put together by HUD, the Housing and Urban Development. Okay. Now HUD has this office here, which they call Office of Manufactured Home Programs, right? Executing responsible regulation solutions oriented oversight and monitoring to protect homeowners and preserve and promote the affordability, quality, durability, and safety of manufactured homes nationwide. Now, this is straight from the HUD website. Okay. This office right here, okay, the reason that it exists shows right here is it administers the National Manufactured Housing Construction and Safety Standards Act of 1974. All right, which authorizes HUD to establish federal standards for the design and construction of manufactured homes to assure quality, durability, safety, and affordability. There we go. So in 1974, there was the National Manufactured Housing Construction and Safety Standards Act that was established. It was put into effect. And that's why after 1976, there were no more mobile homes. And before that, there was no regulation for mobile homes. And so each factory built it to whatever they felt they wanted to build them, right? And so back before then, yes, you had those homes that, man, it just you really probably don't want to. If you've got something before 1976, you probably don't want to be living in that anymore. Okay. Now, the mission of HUD, and we've gone over it a couple times, right, is to protect the quality, safety, and durability and affordability of manufactured homes throughout the U.S., right? And if you look at the bottom there in the highlighted portion, it says the OMHP's Construction and Safety Program implements the standards and regulations that regulate the manufactured housing industry and provide homeowners with resources related to purchase, installation, maintenance of the manufactured home. It also oversees enforcement, right, of the construction standards through a third party. So that's why you hear that at the factory, there's a team that comes in, they inspect the homes to make sure that they meet that HUD code, and then they slap that red tag on your home. So if you are in a retail center or you're in a community, if you don't have modular homes on site, your home should have a red metal tag on there. If it's a single wide, it'll have one. If it's a multi-section or double wide, it's got two or three, depending on double wide, triple wide, whatever you may have, right? So the federal standard, HUD is for the federal standards in construction and design. Now, modular homes are built to what is IRC, International Residential Code, or the IBC, International Building Code. That code, believe it or not, even though that's what most municipalities across the US use, those are the state and local codes, it's actually an international association. Okay. And so, straight from the ICC website, okay, which is the International Code, uh, the International Code Council, they put together this international residential code. And as you can see there, okay, it's to recognize the design standards. It's in essence the same thing as HUD. It's just on a global level. Okay, you have some people that are part of this council that put together the codes for global construction. And what I mean by that is this, check this out. So there's 41 countries that are a part of the ICC. There's 405 chapters worldwide. Okay. There's 15 international codes, and nearly 2 billion people are impacted by these international codes. Okay. So IRC is a global code, even though that's what's used in most state and local zoning. Okay. So if you're in a site built home, or you're going to build a home in most cities within the city limits, they're going to require the design to be to IRC. And that's why you'll see that if you're going to put a home that is manufactured in a factory on a piece of property that is within the zoning of a municipality or in the city limits, it usually has to be a mod. Okay. And for that modular home, you're going to have a different type of tag on that. Okay. That modular tag is usually a blue, or it's some sort of tag that says that meets the modular construction of a home. Okay. Whereas your HUD coated homes are going to be the red tag. But most municipalities do not allow HUD coated homes within their city limits. Now, that is changing. There are some zoning changes that are taking effect that are going on right now across the country. In Kentucky, I know there's there's a subdivision going in that is all cross mods. They're all HUD coated homes. And they're going into this zoning as an R1 zoning. As a matter of fact, there was an article that was put out recently by Gary Fleischer. You can go find him on LinkedIn on that community. R1, which is typically an IRC, IBC type code, is allowing these cross mod homes to be put in there. Okay, so why would somebody need to go modular? Okay. And I'm not talking down modular. Obviously, we're talking about being able to help people get something a little more affordable, or a lot more affordable. So your manufacturer, your HUD coated home is typically going to be less expensive. So why would somebody have to go modular? One, they're within the city limits, and it needs to be something that is to IRC or IBC standards, right? Or their subdivision that they're in. Maybe they're not within the city limits, but maybe their subdivision that they're in, it was developed for custom homes. And so in the deed, in the covenants and restrictions, it would state that no manufactured homes are allowed. They must be IRC, IBC coded homes. So then it would have to be a modular home that goes in there, right? Another reason why you would need to go with a modular is going to be the fact that you're trying to hit an appraisal. Let's say you've got a customer who's doing land and home, obviously land and home package, and maybe they're getting a larger tract of land, and so now you're talking about the total loan amount. Let's just use an example. Let's say you've got a total loan amount of somewhere around $600,000. I'm just saying. Okay. Well, the issue, it's not to say that a manufactured home would not hit the appraisal, both land, home, and improvements combined, because the quality of HUD coated homes, okay, has drastically improved. The overall value of the homes has drastically improved. But here's the thing: when you're doing when the bank is doing what they call comparables, right, or comps, to make sure that the overall appraisal of their project is in line with the dollar amount. Well, here's the thing: that appraiser is going to go out there and he's going to look at if it's a piece of land with a manufactured home on it that they're trying to do the appraisal on, they have to look at other manufactured homes in the area. And it's not that those other manufactured homes in the area do not meet the same value, but what happens is this: when you go with a mod, the land has to be part of the loan. So if I owned land already, if I had generational land and I came to your location and said, "Hey, I need to get a house. I don't want to tie my land in with it. I just want the home to place on there, but I want a nice house." Okay. The only way you're going to be able to do that, which is a home only loan, personal property loan, chattel loan, however, whatever you want to refer to it as, the only way you can do that is doing a HUD coated home. So here's the thing: I may have bought a $200,000 HUD coated home to put on my 10 acres of land. But because my land and home are not tied together as one, when the appraiser is looking at the appraisal value of my home, it shows my home at only $200,000. So they're looking at $200,000 house, not at home, land, and improvements together, because they're not tied together. It's not a real estate transaction. You can do real estate transactions with HUD coated homes. And in that case, if I was buying a $200,000 house with the 10 acres of land and all the improvements, I may be at 600. But because my home and land are not tied together, that's why the comps don't line up in that fashion. But with a mod, it has to be a real estate loan. It has to be land and home tied together. So they're automatically looking, and because it's an IRC coded home, they're looking at other site built homes in the area. So the comps are done accordingly. Okay. So that is what you're looking at as far as the reasons why. Land requires it, or you need it for appraisal purposes. Okay. This is what you could use with your customers to help them understand why they would have to go mod, or why, hey, I can save you money by doing this if you don't need it for appraisal purposes, or if you don't need it because of the zoning on the land, right? So that would be the way, that's always been the way that I've explained it to customers, to help them make an informed decision, because this is about empowering the customer, right? Giving them the right information so they understand the differences between HUD and mod. They understand why you would go with a mod over a HUD, or vice versa, depending on their need. Okay. And so by empowering them, they're able to make a better decision. They feel more comfortable with it. Same thing with you. By getting this information, it's empowering you to be able to explain it better. So going back to it, the 5 key differences between HUD and IRC, or a mod home. Okay. The manufactured home is designed using HUD criteria, where a modular is used. IRC is designed and built using IRC or IBC codes. Right. The construction standards, the HUD is federal, where IRC IBC is international. Now the transportation is the same depending on the factory that you're getting these homes from. Okay, they're still on these mods from a Cavco, a Champion, Clayton. There's another builder that does manufactured homes as well. So Clayton, Champion, Cavco and Palm Harbor, right? Same company. So those are the main ones that do the mods. But if you're getting a mod from them, it's still built on a chassis. Okay. And it's still going to be transported the same as that manufactured home. Now, if you go and do a different type of mod, that's a different situation, right? Now you can they get transported, but the installation is a little bit different. The installation on a modular is going to be different slightly than that on a manufactured home. And then the other thing to keep in mind is you can do a little more customization with your mods. Okay. And then obviously the end product is going to be, are you getting a true real estate loan, or are you doing a home only loan? If you want to do a home only loan, or if your customer wants to do a home only loan, it must be HUD. It must be a manufactured home. If they're good with land and home, you can do either or. Those are the main differences between the two. And I hope that this helps you explain a little better. If you want a little more breakdown on the differences between HUD and mod, reach out to us here at Manufactured Home Sales Master. We'd love to go into that with you, get you some of these resources that we have here and point you in the right direction. You guys have a great Thursday. Get on out there and make the best of it, man. We got 1 week, a little over a week left in the month of May. So go out and do your best. And as always, I can't wait to meet you.